Welcome, everybody, to the
I'm Fat podcast.
Snacks are best saved for later.
With Jay Zawoski.
That man ate all our shrimp and 2 plastic lobsters.
And Rick Camp.
Out of the mist came a beast more stomach than man.
Welcome into another edition of the I'm Fat podcast, brought to you by our sponsors, Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, and Frato's Culinary Kitchen. I am Rick Camp alongside fellow fat Jay Zawoski, and I think if you're watching on YouTube, you see all the different shapes. It almost looks like confetti because
we're celebrating.
We are celebrating. March Fatness is over, and Jay, I know we'll get to that right quick.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us. We always appreciate it. Make sure you are subscribed to the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Now that we've become independent, we're available pretty much everywhere. Spreaker, Google, Overcast, like whatever podcast app you can think of, we're there. As we're part of Spotify Podcast. If you are a Spotify listener, that's great. Make sure you're subscribed there. Make sure you leave us a review there. But there's also some interactive features. You'll be able to soon, maybe now, leave us a voicemail via the Spotify app. You just hit the button on there and you can do that. You can vote in our polls in the descriptions of the podcast. We have not come up with a question yet because it'll be determined based on show conversation. But every week we're going to have a poll that runs on our Spotify description. So this has given us the opportunity to do a lot of cool new stuff. So check it out. We would appreciate that. And of course, we're on YouTube, youtube.com/I'mFatPodcast. We need subscribers to the YouTube channel. So please, 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 even if you have no intention of watching us on video, and you should because it's fun. We got some, you could see the food we eat instead of just hear about it sometimes. Go to youtube.com/I'mFatPodcast and make sure you subscribe to our page there as well. And if you see a video, hit a like button for us. That would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, Rick, this is the second matchup in March Fatness that went to overtime, and I think that indicates that this is a pretty damn good tournament. Like a lot of close matchups, a lot of close finishes, close things, and like the Final Four could have gone either way, but it came down to cheese and to tacos. And after much reflection, with tacos getting the win, with cheese getting the win, rather, I think justice has been served. Cheese absolutely deserves a spot in the Onion Ring of Honor.
I was excited about it. We spoke about it last week about, different reasons. It's not like tacos are undeserving, obviously, but just, when you've got this stacked of a field, maybe tacos are a little bit further down it. And this is probably, and this is why, because cheese is so versatile. It's part of so many foods that we love. Yeah. It enhances everything. And just how, the different types of cheese, like the different styles of preparation, this is the thing. Like, it's cheese. When there's a question of things you would rather give up than an item, it is probably deserving to be in the Onion Ring of Honor.
Oh, definitely. And look, like tacos are great, but you can scratch your taco itch in other ways. You can get burritos, which are already in the Onion Ring of Honor. You can get nachos. You can get tostadas. You can get enchiladas. Like there's a lot of ways if you want those meats and those toppings with a tortilla, you can get it done. But without cheese, there's no pizza. There's no cheesecake. There's no buffalo chicken dip because you need cream cheese for that.
Yep.
There's no cream cheese frosting. There's no red velvet cupcakes. There's like cheese isn't everything. And how the hell am I going to train my dog without cheese?
That's true. We all need our life suiso. And right. Now we can have that.
Yeah. So I was very surprised how close it was because I felt like, cheese seems kind of obvious against tacos. And again, we're not poo-pooing tacos. Well, maybe later we will be. But we love tacos. We're big fans of tacos. There's no doubt about it. But when you look at like Rick said, what I always go with when I'm stuck is which one can I not live without between these two? If you give up cheese, you're giving up pizza.
Mm-hmm.
And you can say, oh, there's pizza without cheese. No. No. That's a flatbread, son.
Yeah. Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, no, cheese is something I cannot and will not give up.
Yeah, it's and the thing with cheese too is it fits into every cuisine. Every cuisine, and not just has it, but features it. Like Mexican food,
Yeah.
Italian food. I mean, like literally anything you can think of.
Well, there's not a lot of cheese in Asian food.
Okay, food that I can think of.
Yes, I know. I was trying to think of what doesn't have cheese.
Yeah.
And that was the only thing I'd come up with was Asian food. Because even like, people say Mediterranean, Jay, your new kick, feta.
Mhm.
Feta's in everything Mediterranean. Wings, blue cheese. Come on. It might not be your thing,
Yeah,
but it's just
there.
so many shapes and sizes.
Mhm.
And it's fun. It's hard to like in your mind, okay, like a slice of cheese or like a piece of cheddar or a taco. Well, yeah, one-on-one, a taco is better. But if you're talking about getting rid of one forever,
Yeah,
there's no contest. I can find other ways to get the taco fillings into my face.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So it's in.
I couldn't think of any better way to say that.
Yeah. Our new shirt design will be out at the end of the week. Our designer, Mark Allen Fishman, who you're going to hear from later today, he's with Unshaven Comics and he's at C2E2 all weekend, but he's working on a bunch of new stuff. So I think by the end of the week, we're going to have 4 up to 5 new shirt designs.
Let's go.
Yeah, by the end of this week. So we're going to have the updated Onion Ring of Honor shirt as we always do. But Mark has worked on some alternative logos for us. And our friends at TeePublic, in an effort to drive up their profits, have offered to design a couple things for us. And we came up with some cool ideas for them too. So a bunch of new stuff coming to our merchandise shop, imfatmerch.com. Of course, when it's all available, we will let you know via our social media channels. We're on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram at I'mFatPod.
And probably within 24 hours, it'll be on sale.
Exactly. And the website, by the way, imfatmerch.com, if I failed to say that earlier. So since March Fatness is officially over, we got to put it in mothballs for 1 year. I'm sure everyone's really upset about that.
Oh, I'm sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, everyone's really upset. But great job, Greg Henkin, coming up with our NCAA theme on the recorder. If you're looking for guitar lessons, hit up our buddy Greg Henkin, gregsguitarlessons.com. He is at Greg Overtone on Twitter. He's the best. He is a good friend and a good man, and he loves to contribute to the podcast in many ways he can. As a former fat, he is a former fat. Used to be fat, no longer fat, but that's okay. He is happy to help out in his musical ways, and not so much his cauliflower pizza ways. I know. It's a thing.
Yeah,
hey,
we call that thing an abomination.
Yeah, I know. We should talk about one of our sponsors before we get into a topic. I want to pick your brain on. That's the term. Pick your brain. Scratch your brain. Frato's Culinary Kitchen, 628 South Roselle Road in Schaumburg, home of the I'm Fat Burger, the I'm Fat Pizza, the I'm Fat Grilled Cheese, the giantly uncomfortable, emasculating mozzarella sticks that are a meal in themselves, are absolutely amazing. I suppose they have a salad. I feel like I saw that on their Instagram at Frato's Pizza one time. I just skipped. I blocked it and reported it for spam, but I think they do have them if you're looking to eat healthy. The Cajun bites. Can you talk about those again, Rick? Yes. Can you paint a picture for the folks at home?
Well, for one thing, it's a giant portion of them. So think of the plate that it's on with some like marinara in the middle. And it's not just like, it's a little bit jazzed up marinara, but then you think like fluffy, kind of pillowy dough with a nice crust on it too. That's the key, is it's like, it's got some integrity to it, so you can dip it without it like deflating or anything like that. So you can really get the dip on there, and then the Cajun seasoning.
Yeah.
Which, man, Cajun seasoning is the best. When you
clutch.
get something that like by itself would just be like dough, and then add that to it, dip it with the marinara, you get some spicy, like you get all the flavor that you love out of marinara. Like it is such a good combination. I love them.
Yeah, I can't wait to go back and try them again. You can try them too, 628 South Roselle Road in Schaumburg, FratosPizza.com. Check out their bakery too, FratosBakery.com, for the best cookies and brownies you're ever going to damn have. If you want to save 10% on your online order at FratosPizza.com, use the code I'm Fat. You'll save 10% every time you place an online order at FratosPizza.com. So go there, tell them the I'm Fat podcast sent you, and use that code I'm Fat 10 or I'm Fat, and you'll save 10%. And that will let them know that you listen to the podcast and that their investment in us is well worth it. And we would greatly appreciate that if you could do that for us. So yeah, do that. All right. So this week I had a bunch of Hawks home games as the season is wrapping up. And some would say thankfully, but I don't know. I know they've been bad, but like I get to go to games all the time.
Yeah.
Bum the season's ending.
Yeah. Now you got to spend more time with your family.
Well, it's not that. It's not that. I only have two. I only have 2 home games left.
Oh, okay.
Kind of a bummer. And then last night, like Jonathan Taves played, and everyone's kind of like, "Well, it's over for him probably." And it's kind of like, as much as you know it's the right thing to do, it's kind of a bummer. Anyway,
yeah.
So I had to grab some quick eats this week because I had a pretty busy week. So the other day, I think I told you about this before, like in the medical district. Like Ogden and Sealy, that area. I think Damon's right there too. There's like this, I wouldn't call it a food court, but there's kind of like a shopping area. Okay. And there's a store that sells scrubs. There's a Five Guys. There's a Chipotle. There's a Buffalo Wild Wings Go. There's a Jimmy John's, and maybe I think there might be a Potbelly, something else there like that. So I stop there often because it's kind of the only fast food in the area. So I went to Buffalo Wild Wings Go. This was Thursday because it was buy one, get one free boneless wings. Okay. So go in there and they've got one.
Does that make them boneless wings?
Boneless wings. Yes, I believe that does.
Okay.
So they only have one table in there. They usually have like 2 or 3 tables and maybe a total of like 8 chairs. There's not a lot of room in there. It's small. It's a to-go place. That's the idea. So I'm like, whatever. I'm going to take advantage of this deal and I'm going to eat here. So go in there. There's no seats available. So I take my order, I take my drink into my car. Yeah. Eat food in my car. No problem. I don't care. I come back in and the woman behind the counter, who was very nice and very helpful, was like, next time you eat at my restaurant, first of all. Yeah. Really? She's like, you can't come back in and refill your drink. And I was like, well, I wanted to eat here, but there was nowhere to sit. So I had to go eat in my car. And I feel like if I buy the 32-ounce, $2.50 cup from B-Dubs and I walk out for 10 minutes and then come back in for a refill, that should be allowed. Yeah. So I don't know. She let me do it. She wasn't like, you can't do that. But she said, like, next time you can't do that. And I said, I get why that would be a policy, but like, there's nowhere for me to sit here. It's like, well, if you want to sit, I would have gotten you a chair. Like, with like no table. Well, there was like a table in the middle of the room with no chairs around it. But I'm like, am I just supposed to assume I have to ask for a chair if I want to eat here? Yeah, that's no. That was weird. No, thank you. That's that would leave. I'd have a weird feeling about that. Yeah, I don't like how she handled that. And like, I get like you don't want someone coming in like 2 hours later. Of course. But if it's obvious that someone like went outside in their car or they ate like at a picnic table and then came back in for a refill, that should be universally allowed. Yes. Agreed. Like you don't want the truck driver who bought a McDonald's cup, back in Kentucky, and then he got to Nashville and he goes to another McDonald's and fills it up. Sure. Yeah. But if it's clearly been enough time for a meal to pass and that's it, come on. I know Buffalo Wild Wings is really hurting for cash considering they charge you like $30 for 10 wings. Yeah. Like, come on. I don't know. That bugged me. And then the whole thing, like my restaurant. Right. It's good that you take some ownership in your, franchise of a chain. Yeah. However, and that's even if they were the owner. I do not think this person was the owner. No, I think this
Okay.
was.
Well, then you can F all the way off.
Yeah, it was odd, and they were very friendly and very nice when I went in there. And my order was done in like 6 minutes. It was great. Food was excellent.
Very pleasant when they told you to F off. Like, that was cool.
They told me to F off with a smile, which I appreciate. But that's like one of those arbitrary restaurant rules, right? Like, if you leave the building, you can't get a refill. Like, okay, but like room for interpretation, right?
Right.
Like, that always bugs me. Like, I know what the rule is, but I'm truly not violating the rule.
Right.
I didn't leave and come back later in my day. This is all part of one transaction. I went to my car to eat because there weren't any seats available, and I'm coming in to refill my pap.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does anything else like strike you that way? I'm kind of that way, like on the arbitrary refill cost some places have.
Yes. Especially if it's not explicitly said no refills on, like, let's say it's juices that use like fresh squeeze, like something that's not out of like a fountain gun type thing.
Yeah.
If it's not out of that and you're saying no refills, like, that's like, if nothing else, I'm kind of iffy on that being a thing at all, but make sure it's well and obviously labeled.
Right.
Because if not, like, that's when it's like, oh, you look at your bill and there's like, oh, why do I have like 3 lemonades on here? Well, it's because you got a couple refills. Well, that's BS if it doesn't explicitly say this gets refills, this does not get some way there's a delineation.
You're totally right. And if I'm being served, like if I'm seated and I order a drink and drinks come out, the assumption is free refills, aside from like an IBC root beer.
Yes.
Right. But if it's something out of a gun or a fountain, refills should be free. I'm thinking more fast food. So I went to a place this week and I'm like, can I get a refill or I get 60 cents? I'm like, okay.
Right.
So I'm like, fine, I'm going to make you run my card for 60 cents.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I will waste your time for 60 cents.
Yes, exactly. And I had $1 with me, but out of principle, I know I'm being a bit of a Karen right now, but it's just, I don't know. It's kind of bothers me. And I also think too, like, if you order a large, refill should be free. Because there's people that exploit it and they're like, well, I'm just going to buy a small and I'm going to go to a refill machine 15 times.
True. That's a good point.
So if you put the money in and you say, I'm going to buy the large, you're probably only going to get 1 refill, maybe 2 max. So are you going to have like 69 ounces of pop in one trip? Probably not. Nice. That would be a nice amount. I don't know. I feel bad. I'm being a bit of a Karen right now, but it just rubbed me the wrong way. Like my restaurant and like, Rick, I'm telling you. How long does it take me to eat 10 boneless wings?
Let's see. Yeah, I think I heard
one whole song. So it's not like it was a half hour.
Right.
And the other thing is, this adds to it. The people at the one table, there were 2 people there. One of them was eating Chipotle.
Really?
Inside Buffalo Wild Wings.
See, I could 1,000%. I would 1,000% back a restaurant that says, please don't eat someone else's food here.
Right.
Like, unless there's I don't even know what the circumstance would be to justify that.
I mean, I guess there's not like a lot of vegetarian options, but like,
I guess, but like, that's still really. You getting a refill bad. Probably not spending money in the restaurant that you're at and eating someone else's food there. Okay. At
the table.
Yes.
There's one table.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So anyway, whatever. It was good. I went to Buffalo Wild Wings again later this week.
Yeah.
Because just we were somewhere and I'm like, well, we got to have lunch and this is right here and Hope had a taste. So we tried the Buffalo Ranch sauce. There's a new Buffalo Ranch.
Okay.
It's like a limited time promotional sauce. I don't love ranch, but I thought this was really good. And Hope said it's like the perfect mixture of ranch and buffalo sauce, which that's what most people do anyway, is they just dip it in ranch and eat it. But
Yeah.
she said the balance was so good that she didn't even really feel the need to dip every time.
Interesting.
So if you're into ranch, check it out. You'll probably like it. It's pretty good. I don't know if it's going to be a permanent thing, but it seems versatile enough to be something that would last. So you can check that out too.
I tried something new when I was out of town for a few days this week. So when I got back in town last night, I went home and I'm like, oh, I was lazy and didn't refill everything before I left. Maybe I should do that now. So I went over to Walgreens and I'm looking around and look what I found that I had never seen before.
Oh, yes.
Blue raspberry lemonade Swedish fish.
Yep. There's no way.
Again, no bad words there.
No, none.
So these are awesome. Like I may almost like them as much as traditional Swedish fish. They
Really?
are.
Whoa. Really?
They're really good.
Damn.
And mind you, you know I'm a blue raspberry fiend.
You are.
So
It's your
take
favorite
that into account.
Mhm.
I think it's probably a smidge more blue raspberry forward than lemonade forward,
Okay.
but you still get both in there.
Okay.
So take that into account. I really love blue raspberry, and it's a little more blue raspberry forward than lemonade, but still, like everything else is the same as a normal Swedish fish. But I'm telling you, that flavor is money. So at your Walgreens, go find it. I'm sure it's other places too, but that was the first place I saw it.
Yeah.
Blue raspberry lemonade Swedish fish. Really, really good.
I would have just plain lemonade Swedish fish too. I bet that would be good.
Yeah.
I'm here for all things lemonade.
Me too. And honestly, like outside of like red being my favorite flavor, blue raspberry and lemonade are two that I'm generally always here for.
Yeah, me too. I will say, like, as someone who has to watch their sugar intake, the things I miss the most are lemonade and orange juice.
Yeah.
They're good. And in your mind, they're theoretically healthy, but they are loaded with sugar.
Yeah.
So I miss those things the most. So I've been like lately on this Crystal Light kick. Like I've got my emotional support.
Glad you went light. I've been on this kick of Crystal.
Yeah. I got my emotional support hydro flask here that I have with me everywhere I go.
Nice.
And what's nice about this is I can get those little like single serve water bottle things and dip it in there, shake it, and I'm go. I know. I did a nice visual there for you.
To be fair, it's been a couple weeks since you've given an HJ mechanic.
It has been. And the one thing about Crystal Light, and I have a question for Fats, and I don't know if this is a diabetic thing or if this is a me thing, or I think it's because there's a bit of a saltiness to Crystal Light. Does anyone else chug Crystal Light? Like, I remember back in the day, we used to buy the pitcher-sized little tubes. You know, you rip it open, pour it in the whole pitcher. I would down a pitcher of Crystal Light in like an hour. There's something about it that makes me want to chug it. And I need to know, I don't know if it's the amount of salt, but there's something in it, like chemically, that makes me keep drinking it. Like if it's a glass of water, I'm sipping it, I'm taking my time with it. As soon as I put those Crystal Light crystals in there, forget it. I'm just like bottoms up. The whole thing.
How does it differ in how you drink Gatorade?
It's a good question. I bought Gatorade like that yesterday.
Yeah.
Like the little, because I saw we went to Burkott's in Mokina. More on that place later. Awesome. And I saw like, oh, they got the Gatorade going. It was $4.99 for 10. So like that's 10 bottles of Gatorade for $4.99. That's a great deal.
Yes.
So I bought that. I got the orange Gatorade Zero. And I do feel like I drink it quickly, but not like the Crystal Light. And if I go to like 7-Eleven or whatever and buy a Gatorade, I don't usually chug it. I mean, I'll probably finish it within 10-15 minutes, but it's not like a chug situation.
Sure.
So I don't know. I would imagine it's like the amount of salt or the way the salt tastes that just makes me crave it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's damn good. I got the lemonade raspberry, the plain lemonade, and the pink lemonade. So I've been very, very lemonade-y this week.
Well, it's starting to get warm out a little bit. At least now, mind you, I was downstate for a few days this week where it was like in the 60s and it got even touched the low 70s. So I don't know exactly how warm it got here, but it was really nice down there to the point where I spent like basically an entire day outside and got sunburned.
That's amazing.
Yes.
On your face, I assume. I'm sure you
Back
weren't.
of my neck.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I just knew I felt a little warm in general. So Sam like pulled down my shirt collar from behind and was like, yeah, looks like you got a little. So, oh my God, you got sunburned.
Well, you're not in that mindset.
No, not at all. And I didn't even think we were going to spend like that much time outside, but it was so nice. Like it was like mid 60s. It was sunny with a little bit of a breeze. Like that's wheelhouse, man. So it was like t-shirt, shorts, flip-flops, outside, beer, happiness.
That sounds great. I cannot wait for the weather to turn, man. Like as I've gotten older, I've gotten less tolerant of the cold.
And it hasn't even been that bad of a winter
No,
either.
it's annoying. It's like real wet and rainy and drippy and like just make up your freaking mind because it feels like we keep getting this carrot, right? Like, oh, here's a 70-degree day or a 55-degree day with the sun out. And then you walk outside like 5 hours later and you're like, it's winter again. What the hell happened?
Right.
It just is changing on a dime. And I guess it's supposed to be really bad on Tuesday now. Like,
is it?
Like it's going to be almost like low 70s. But then more violent weather coming at night. So we can't have nice things. I will say, though, this time of year, when you have a nice warm day, it usually brings the wind. Not a big fan of the wind. Not good for fat guys.
Right. Very true. Because
it's ineffective against the wind.
Yeah, exactly. Because like that shirt's going to get like blown into every roll that you have. Or if nothing else, even if it doesn't stick, it's still going to show enough of your form to where it's not great.
Yeah. Look, we're going to have to only walk east today. So we're going to walk around the world.
Yes.
Before I turn around and face this wind, everybody sees my nipples and my belly button.
Yep.
No one wants to see that.
Nope.
That is nature's anti-shirt tug.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah. And then like, even too, it's like, when you're fat, there's only a few things you can try and control to make you look halfway respectable. For some people, that is hair. So when the hair is, then in the wind and it's like all over the place, then it's like, okay, you might have lost one of the things you had working for you.
I'm also one of those people that if I wear a hat for like 10 minutes, my hair is ruined the rest of the day.
That's why that's part of the reason I don't wear hats.
It is like a daily decision. Like if I'm putting a hat on, it's on all day until I go to bed. Yeah, the wind is the enemy, man. I'm telling you. I hate it. Not a big fan. My least favorite element. Element craft.
Right. Is it the wind person from were you Captain Planet? Does that resonate with you?
Yes, I know Captain Planet.
Okay. Yeah. So the wind person is gone.
Yes.
Out of water and heart, you can stay.
Water and heart can stay. Yes.
Earth, you're good.
Earth, wind, and fire.
Yes.
They're allowed. Yeah. I hate wind. And I'll look outside and be like, it looks nice out, but it's windy. I'm staying in.
Right. And when it's windy to get to that temperature versus no wind to get to that temperature is always worse.
Thank you. This is our TED Talk. Thank you for coming. All right.
Take note, Mother Nature.
Yeah, eat it. So I mentioned I was in Mokina.
Mm-hmm.
The reason we went to Mokina was not to visit Terry Boers, even though I would have. I'm not allowed around his house anymore. Too much stocky.
That's not right.
There's a place in Mount Greenwood. I know I just said Mokina, but there's a place in Mount Greenwood. It's been there forever. It's called S&T Provisions.
Okay.
And this is a deli, right? Mm-hmm. But their specialty is they sell pizza setups.
Okay.
So I think that our listeners would love this place. I think they would love it. If you've never been to S&T, there's one. The original's in Mount Greenwood, right there on 111th Street. They just opened one in Bolingbrook. They opened one in Mokina as well. Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of them. So you walk in, and it's like a deli counter, and you say, I want a pizza setup. So you get 3 pizza, like, I don't know what you would call it, like dough, like crusts. They give you a bag of cheese,
Mhm.
a bag of sausage, and a deli cup full of sauce. And you
Oh.
take it home and you make your own pizzas.
Hmm.
And I'm going to share the screen with you.
Okay.
That's a pizza I made.
Nice.
So it is cracker crust thin. Really, really thin. Put the sauce in there. I've got that JP Graziano's jardinere seasoning, which I did instead of oregano, which was killer. I did there. It's like bulk sausage, so you just grab crumbles, put it on there.
Mhm.
Half of it, I took the Marconi jardinere and
Yeah.
just jardinere on half the pizza because I thought Eddie might have some of the other half.
Sure.
More oregano, more all the cheese that was left in the bag because I made mine last. 400 in the oven for like 15, 20 minutes. It came out perfect.
Nice.
It was so good. And if you're looking for something fun to do with your family, like just, or you're having a party,
Mhm.
you know, you're not sure what to get. Everyone gets to make their own pizza, and it's so fun. It was such a good time. And it was just the three of us, but they also have, like, you can buy a pack of 10 mini pizzas.
Oh, cool.
Like, if you're going to have like a kid's party. You can
Mhm.
buy a 10 pack. I think it's like it was like $23.99 or something for 10 mini.
Or if people want to call that a personal pan.
Yes, exactly. So we did not try. They also have a thicker crust.
Mhm.
But man, I was so impressed. I had it before as a kid, but like, you know, when you're a kid, you don't even really kind of notice that
No.
sort of stuff. You know, by the way, I said it's Mokina. I'm an idiot. It's in Frankfurt.
Okay.
20214 South LaGrange Road in Frankfurt. They're right next to each other. ST2 TOO is the name of the place in Frankfurt. But
Okay.
about frankfurt.com, that frankfurt.snt2.com is their website, and you can see their menu and their setup options there. And they sell the best meatballs. Like, you can go in and just buy meatball mix.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it is so good. So here's your pizza setup. And here, I'll share this screen for you too.
Okay.
Old man operates internet. I can do this. All right, here we go. So there's like the setup. So you get a pound of shredded mozzarella, you get a pint of the pizza sauce,
Okay.
it's a 12-inch or the 7-inch golden pizza crust. You can also add pepperoni, Italian sausage, peppers, olives, and more. They've got all that great stuff. They tell you how to heat it. It is so easy. So yeah, here, Mount Greenwood is 3804 West 111th. Bolingbrook, 222 North Bolingbrook Drive. Frankfurt is 20214 South LaGrange. And then there's one in Crown Point, Indiana, 101 West Joliet Street. So a bunch of options for S&T. S&T Provisions in Mount Greenwood is the original, and then the S&T 2 locations are Bolingbrook, Frankfurt, and Crown Point.
Interesting. The Bolingbrook one is not too terribly far from me. So
It's a fun date night.
Yeah.
You can't mess it up. The instructions are very, very clear. They give you, like, we have a ton of, because me and Addie, we got 3 pizzas and they give us enough sausage for 3, but Hope doesn't eat Italian sausage on pizza. So we had like probably half the bag of sausage left. Wow. So we got that. So you get a significant amount of stuff to make this pizza, and they were excellent. And you know me, I'm not a big leftovers guy.
Right.
Like, I finished off I was excited for lunch next day. Threw it in the air fryer. It was perfect.
Nice.
So yeah, S&T Provisions, check them out. And S&T 2 are the ones in the burbs. But great stuff. And if you're from like the South Side, Mount Greenwood, you're like, yeah, S&T's been there for 60 years. Yeah, but now they've expanded out to the burbs and to Crown Point. So check it out. I actually emailed them and said, hey, we'd love to talk to you about a partnership. Because as soon as I was in there and experienced food, it's like our people would love this.
Yeah.
Nice and spread out. There's a bunch of them all over the place now. So it makes perfect sense, especially as they're expanding. They probably want to let people know they're doing that. I know we just did it for them, but man, I loved it. It was so great. Because I think there's this expectation, like, I'm going to make my own and it's not going to be that good. It'll be fine. This is like restaurant quality. Wow. That's how good the ingredients are. Like, it's significant. So yeah, check it out. Yeah, check out the Bolingbrook one. I think you would like it. It's fun. Okay. It was a fun night. It was a fun thing to do.
Twist my arm to have pizza.
Yeah, right. I know you're upset.
Yeah, I definitely don't have a half-eaten box of pizza next to me right now.
You ate the box too?
Yeah.
Wow, nice.
It's been a while. And I broke Jay.
Oh,
Let's go. It's been too long. It's the power of cheese. That's what it is.
That must be what it is.
Yeah.
I somehow
I put it on my pizza box.
That's awkward. Okay, whatever works.
Yeah, right?
Anyway, before I drive this show off the road, I'll tell you how to not drive your car off the road.
Oh, look at
Story
you.
for you. I got a story for you.
Okay.
I was driving a CX-30 and it's got like the like the lane departure warning and like all the safety features. So I'm driving to work and I'm on, like where the Dan Ryan and like 290 merge, and then it's like chaos because then you got to get on 290 there. It's just chaos. People are moving like 3 lanes over. So some jackass like cut right in front of me, and my car like auto braked for me. Like it stopped for me because I must have taken my eye off. I was looking to my left to see if I can get over or whatever. And as I did that, a car pulled in front of me and stopped. So the Mazda CX-30 stopped for me and prevented an accident. So that was awesome. I had not done that before. What was interesting is it put itself into park.
Really?
Yeah, like it automatically not slammed. It was like stopped me, but it didn't like whiplash me. Because if you're not bracing the stop, you're going to whiplash easy. So it was kind of a nice smooth stop, and then boom, the car goes into the park. And I didn't remember because I was kind of panicked in the moment. Like I don't know if I restart the engine, but it like shut everything down. It's like a warning that it auto braked for you. So it was cool. It definitely saved me from rear-ending someone. And no matter what happens, the person that rear ends is always the one who gets the liability and the insurance issues. So, man, thank God I was in the CX-30 because any other car and that wouldn't have happened. And I love my Mazda CX-30. I bought it last summer at Mazda of Orland Park. You can get yours too and drive safe like I do. Call Eric Vates 708-444-3200 or stop by the showroom 8910 West 159th Street. They are fully stocked with the CX-30, the CX-5, the CX-50, the brand new CX-50. That's a sweet looking car. That might be my next vehicle when it's time for a new one. Go to MazdaofOrlandPark.com to check out their selection and go say hi. It's a great place with great vehicles. I am a Mazda customer for life because of Mazda of Orland Park.
And I don't think there's any coincidence that the moment you start talking about Mazda of Orland Park, the sun shines in on you.
It does. Yes. It also controls the weather. I just found that button. That is a bit obnoxious. Shiny fan.
Okay, so this is something dealing with all these like road trips I've been on.
Yeah.
Boy, when you are on the side of the road where the sun is on you,
like
when the sun's not in front or back, but it is on the side. For one thing, I'm put the left arm up on the up on the door person. Yeah. Well, I can't do that unless I want my arm cooked. And then just like having to try and not completely, like kill your peripheral vision, but also have any of it by blocking the sun. Yeah. And then you're just so much hotter than the other person next to you in the car, but you don't want to be just thinking of you and, turn the temperature down generally, at least. But I mean, yeah, trying to be respectful of the person next to you in the car while also not dying of sweat from the sun coming in on you. And then on the other way, when they may mildly be making fun of you for what you're going through, then on the reverse trip, when they're dealing with it, trying to be mildly respectful by not completely throwing it right back in their face. It's a whole thing.
I'm glad that you have the class, Rick, that you would never ever throw it back in anyone's face.
No, when I think class, I think me.
I don't know how anyone could argue that. My thing too with the sun, that old bastard sun that makes everything hot, especially in your car, is that the people that drive to work and every day they hit that part of the highway where the sun is right in their face.
Mm-hmm.
They slam on the brakes and they search for their sunglasses. The sun is there every morning. Make a plan. You know that at a certain time of year, when you hit this part of this highway, the sun's going to be directly in your face. Don't wait. The sun didn't just suddenly appear. It's been there for billions of years. Get ready ahead of time. Put the visor down first, and then you won't be slamming on your brakes, causing a traffic jam. You ass it. All right. I've complained enough during the show. I really have.
You're old.
I've been a complaining bastard. I do want to throw a compliment to a friend of the Fats, Dr. Pepper.
Yes.
Have we talked about how well Dr. Pepper goes with barbecue?
I don't know if we have, but I mean, the fact that a lot of times when things get mixed with like a traditional barbecue sauce, people get mad.
Yeah.
Mind you, I have been that person before. But when Dr. Pepper gets mixed, it just works perfectly. So like just how like when I'm eating pizza, I need RC.
Dude.
When I'm eating barbecue, Dr. Pepper.
Absolutely. And remember I talked to you last week about how I went to that Mindy's? That's what I forgot to mention that last week is how good Dr. Pepper went. And they had to Diet Dr. Pepper, thankfully. It's just a perfect complement to barbecue. And I know some people make like Dr. Pepper barbecue sauce or like I know a lot of people like do it that way in the crock pot. They'll pour either Dr. Pepper or Coke in there. It is almost as if it was made for barbecue. Honestly. Yeah. Dr. Pepper is so damn good with it.
Well, I mean, it's got so many flavors in there. Some of them are bound to work.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just the savory, the sweet. It is almost like a drinkable barbecue sauce. Yeah. And if you've never had Dr. Pepper before, don't let that scare you. It doesn't taste like barbecue sauce.
No.
But it kind of, the way that barbecue sauce is kind of everything at once, that's kind of the same way Dr. Pepper is. I think that's why it works so well. So shout out Dr. Pepper.
Yes. And if you have a barbecue restaurant out there and you don't offer Dr. Pepper, that's on you.
Yeah, RIP. You're going to go out of business. Yep. It's damn good. That is a very good thing. Dr. Pepper and barbecue. A match made in heaven. Just like, did I tell you about the Thin Mint Blizzard I had?
No.
Yeah. Dairy Queen has teamed up with the Girl Scouts, and they've got a Thin Mint Blizzard. So
that'll work.
I don't think I have to sell that much more.
No.
I think it kind of speaks for itself.
It's a blizzard, which is one form of weather that we're generally okay with all the time.
Yeah, because it might get you out of work. And it's not.
Exactly. And Thin Mints, which, now is there a sleeve in every blizzard? Because that is the sample size.
Yes, like plastic and all. I don't know how many, but I will say, like, I had most blizzards you eat with a spoon. I could not have. I know some people make milkshakes that way too. It had a lot of Thin Mints in it, and I like the way they make it at the Homewood Dairy Queen, or at least the way this teenager made it was. It wasn't over blended, so I was able to like get big pieces of cookie in it.
Oh, nice.
So, like, I know some people like it really finely, which is fine. I just prefer that if I'm going to get something in a blizzard, give me a few big chunks of it so I can really enjoy, that one perfect bite with everything on it. But yeah, Thin Mint Blizzard, I don't know if they had any other, I didn't even look. Once I saw Thin Mint Blizzard, I'm like, yep, that's it.
Yep.
I don't know if they have other Girl Scout cookie flavors, but I can't imagine any would work better than a Thin Mint.
No, Thin Mint's like perfectly made for it.
Yeah, it's the same idea as the Shamrock Shake. But yeah, the chocolate element, which I talked about last week, my buddy Mark does that. He gets the 50-50 chocolate / Shamrock Shake, and I did that too, and that was amazing. But the Thin Mint Blizzard was top notch. That's going to be my go-to all summer this year, I think.
Do you know how long it's going to be there for? Or is this a thing now?
I think it's a thing.
Oh,
because this RDQ like just opened like 2 weeks ago because it's one of the seasonal ones. Like it opens like spring through fall. Which is great because it lines up beautifully with softball season. Oh, we played a game. Guess we're going to DQ.
Nobody died. Let's celebrate.
Doesn't matter. We feel that, Rick. This is for people that don't know. This is why fat people get fat, because eating is a justification for everything.
Yep.
I had a great day. Let's celebrate with bad food. Boy, today was rough. You know what's going to make me feel better? Bad food. I got fired. I'm feeling bad about things. I'm going to wash everything down with a pizza.
Oh, I've done that a couple times.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just, It is the reason for everything. We lost the softball game. You know what? We're feeling bad about things. Let's go. Let's go get some DQ. Oh, we won. Let's go celebrate at Dairy Queen. Just give me a reason, and I'll find a way to convince you.
Every town has that ice cream place. Growing up in West Chicago, it was Tasty Freeze.
Oh, Tasty.
There was a Tasty Freeze that was like, it was like on the way back for a vast majority of people that were in like West Chicago sports, because you head over to Reed Kepler Park, and then when you're coming back towards where most of the houses are, that's where you pretty much have to cross the Tasty Freeze. And it's like doesn't have a big enough parking lot, so everybody's parking everywhere and coming from every direction there. But after games, especially on the Saturday or something, it is packed. Yeah. And it's a lot of fun because then you get to hang out with your people. You might see some of your friends that were on other teams there after all their games end too. Yeah.
It's fun. It's a great time. And is that one yours, like where you order at the window and everything's outside?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the best. I hope that never goes away. That kind of thing is like kind of the last bastion of our childhoods.
Boy, we really are old today.
Well, but really though, like a lot of places,
you're so true. It's incredibly true.
Like Addie doesn't know the joys of like going into like the dime store candy shop and just filling up a bag, or like remember they used to have that at the mall. Yeah, the candy shop at the mall, and now there is one in Homewood that just opened. It's this woman, like I don't know what you call it, like a consignment shop, where like it's a building and then a bunch of businesses own little spaces in the building.
Yes, yeah,
you know what I mean. Okay, so they have one in Flossmoor called Gypsy Fix, and there's a candy shop in there. Our softball team name is the Atomic Fireballs. So I went this week before our first practice and got a bunch of Atomic Fireballs for everybody. So it exists, but not like they have like maybe 15, 20 candies. But remember the places you could walk in and it was every candy you could possibly imagine as far as the eye could see.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's part of like the corporate, everything's taken over. There's some few.
Yeah. There's a place like that, mind you, I think I was in once, and it was in downtown Lombard. I forget what it's called. I gotta go by it again, but they have like a real basic, like I think like 6 flavors of ice cream, but they have like a little bit of ice cream, and they've got like the penny candy set up where it's like all the candy is in the glass jars, and you just tell them, hey, I want 3 of those, 4 of those, 2 of those, whatever. Yeah, it's really cool. So like all the kids get to go in there, and they've got like, however much money, and like, okay, got to do the math, while you're going to see how much you have left and to strategize. But all the kids being like, nope, give me that, and that. And then the lady's like, slow down. But but like getting that power to like just decide on a bunch of different stuff, that's the best.
Yeah. And like, okay, I have $5 and you bring everything up. Right. All right. That's me $5.25. All right. Please remove 3 Jolly Ranchers.
Yeah.
How can I afford this? That's one of the fun parts when we go to Door County is they have the Door County Confectionery, which has that. They've got like they also have like homemade stuff, like chocolate dip Rice Krispie treats and amazing stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Like I showed Addie like the candy cigarettes. And I remember they had the coating on it to go and like it would look like smoke was coming off of it.
Yep.
That's a good time. All right. Well, before we get to Ask a Fat Rick, I have a surprise for you and for everybody.
Okay.
It came up last week, and we've got our guy.
The bun?
But we were having trouble remembering the entire makeup of the Menage a Trois sandwich.
Yes.
So I went on Al Gore's internet, and I was able to find the episode of Tailgate starring our buddy, Blammer's Guy. Here it is from start to finish. The Menage a Trois sandwich.
We were drunk with my dad one night, and this is what we came up with. The bun, we take the corned beef, put it on there. We take our corn dogs, get the corn dog on there, de-stick it, get the chili on there, get the cheese, okie doke popcorn, Blammers.
So there you go. Now, Rick.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Menage a Trois would indicate 3. The Menage a Trois sandwich has 5 ingredients on it.
It's like a David Schuster Mount Rushmore.
I just love the first part.
We were drunk with my dad one night.
Yep.
That's
that
it.
pretty much justifies it all.
Blammers.
That's right.
And just like the so like it he oozes south side. We were getting that over there, and
People like my Chicago guy accent.
yeah.
And the reason that Blammers guy resonated with me so much is because he's got the high pitched thing
Yes.
that people forget about. The high pitch thing is caused by fatness pinching at your neck. Your head and neck are too fat, and it compresses your windpipe.
Yeah.
So your voice gets up here, and you're talking up high.
We were drunk with my dad one night.
Right? Like
Yes.
that to me is the quintessential Chicago accent because it indicates a certain weight of the person.
And that's maybe the best casting ever of why those cops from The Fugitive are perfect.
That's exactly. Yeah. So, and one thing I forgot about this episode of Tailgate was before he described the sandwich, he was talking about their tailgate setup, and he's like, "This is our flag on top of our van. That's my uncle. He died suddenly at 36." So the flag they fly from their tailgate van has like 8 copies of his dead uncle's face on it. And that's how people know where to find them at Soldier Field.
We were drunk with my dad one night. Blammers.
It's just great. And it's like, we can be self-conscious about what people think of Chicago, but it's, it's true. So the stereotype is true about
100%.
He had like an IBEW shirt on, like wrapped around corned beef with chili and cheese and popcorn.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Everything you've heard is true.
Yeah.
This is who we are in Chicago, and I'm very proud of it.
Oh, it's so good. The flag with this. By the way, that means I've only got like 3 weeks to live up to that type of legacy.
Well, I have faith you'll make it.
Okay.
That's
amazing. I'd totally forgotten about the flag part of it.
Yes, the flag. It was so great. And the other guy they talked to, they have like an RV.
Yeah.
And the license plate says Monsters. And apparently, as they were driving to the game one time,
yes, like the Lady Gaga, right?
Lady Gaga's bus like pulled up next to him and like waved because I guess that's what Lady Gaga fans are calling her, Monster.
Yeah, the little monsters.
Lady Gaga. If I can find the full episode, I'll link it after the podcast description.
I'll never forget when we discovered that tailgate was a thing.
Oh my God, the great.
That was, I think, the fastest you and I ever were cutting audio ever because like everything was gold. So we're like, it was like we were just like there were a million drops from all these things.
Yes, it was just fantastic. And they talked to Bearman.
Yes.
Yeah, and he like tells his whole life story. Hall of Famer Bearman, by the way.
Yeah. This was pre-Hall of Fame-ness.
Yes, it was. It was. I think you got to blame, or at least to give credit to Tailgate for getting it done for Bearman. So, all right. With that, shall we move on to Ask a Fact? Because I have yet another surprise for you.
Okay.
Bless me, Father, for I've sinned. It's been 1 week since my last confession.
Okay, my son. What is your confession?
I'm fat.
Ask a Fat is brought to you by our buddy, our pal, Charlie the Bacon Guy. And here he is with this week's Bacon Report.
Thanks, Jay. This week we have maple pepper, Cajun bacon, and Jardinera bacon. Bacon jams are the original, the bourbon, the honey habanero, and the mango habanero. Quick note, I'll be out of town the end of this month of April. So if you need any bacon before about the 20th or so, let me know and we'll get it to you before we get out of Dodge for a week or so. We did get some new merchandise in, a new t-shirt design and a coffee mug. So those are fun. But everything else is in stock. The old t-shirts are still there, and the buttons and magnets and hats and beanies. I already have a few orders for those coffee mugs, so I'll be ordering more. So make sure you get those on the next go round. For the Bacon Report, I'm Charlie the Bacon Guy.
Get in touch with Charlie. It's very easy to do. charliethebaconguy@gmail.com, at Charlie the Bacon Guy on Instagram. You're going to want to follow that account for bacon porn aplenty. And he's on Twitter at CZ the Bacon Guy. Charlie brought me and Mario and Greg some pocket bacon at the Hawks game this week. So we were eating some of the Jardinera bacon in the press box, which was great fun. And we had the envy of everyone around us. We had these greasy paper towels that we were just unrolling and bacon was coming out, and it was just great. So get yourself that Jardinera bacon, get yourself the Cajun bacon. All of it's great, but I can vouch for the Jardinera. I think that is my new favorite Charlie bacon, which is saying something because I like everything. The Jardinera is outstanding. So get some. charliethebaconguy@gmail.com, Charlie the Bacon Guy on Instagram, or at CZ the Bacon Guy on Twitter. All right. Ready for your next surprise, Rick?
Yes, and it's not the sun like casually taking over your face.
It really is. My face is like an eclipse. It is direct, like it is right there.
Yeah,
you might see the shape of Nicholas Jalmerson's bobblehead on my face because the sun is. If I was driving, I'd be like, "Oh dear!" All right, here's your surprise. Ready? It's been a while.
Hey, Pat, Southside, Buttress, Carolyn. How you doing? Calling about kind of a butt issue, kind of not. I wanted to know what is the fast recommended mattress, because my butt, being Southside Buttress, Carolyn, is large and in charge. And as I have recently been sleeping on some nights at my boyfriend's very, very, very old mattress, realized it's so old, the springs don't come up and to meet my back. And so I have this gap at my lower back from to the butt where the mattress doesn't come up to hold my butt and size. And it's just not comfortable. So I was hoping to hear what kind of recommendations for bigger people. What kind of mattresses do you all have, or do you recommend or have heard about that are good for the back? Thanks. Bye.
We are happy to help you and your boyfriend with all of your butt stuff.
The butt?
The buns? I see now, Carolyn, this is I hesitate to do this because as soon as I talk about this company, it's going to pop up on everyone's social media feeds. But I'm sorry.
True.
It worked on me. I'll say this. It is the color of Barney, the dinosaur, or the Minnesota Vikings, or a grape, but not a green grape, or Grimace. That color.
Ramblin' or not.
Yes, that color is the brand. And the mattress I got is the 2. So there's the original and there's the 2. And what's beautiful about that is there are no springs. It is a combination of like memory foam and like silicone, like waffling almost. We've had it for 3 years. Yeah. We've had it for 3 years and love it. It was
don't sink too much, like you don't get too warm. It's like with any of those types like that, because like I'll be honest, like I've with me having my place to myself now, there's a lot of things I want to change. However, the budget says no. But that's going to be one of those things that's high on the priority list. But it's a lot to think about getting a new mattress and stuff. So I'm in the market, and if anyone wants to sponsor, I'm in the market.
It is. I will say this: the original of that brand is very sinky and very squishy. Some people like that.
That was the midday show in Memphis, I believe. I think we got 13th on the mid-market list.
I think so. Yeah, sinky and squishy. So that was not good for both of us. Hope like something a little more firm. I like something a little more soft, but I'm fine either way. I almost said it. The 2 of that brand is nice and firm. So we went into Mattress Firm and we tried every bed, and Hope for whatever reason was just kind of like, I don't want to do one of these like gimmicky mail order beds. I want to go with a brand that's been around for years, like Serta or whatever. I'm like, cool. That makes perfect sense.
That you won't drop that name, but you're dropping every other name.
I've not seen the brand that I have. Those brands I've not seen inundate people's social media timelines. Like if
fair enough.
50 ads. So just, incognito tab, perhaps just open a new one away from whatever else you were looking for.
Right.
And it's a nice in between. And as soon as Hope sat on this, she was like, yeah, this is the one. So we love it. It's great. I have the pillow too. And that's really wonderful. But you got to go. I would not say don't order one of those sight unseen.
Okay.
They've got a lot. Like I know Costco sells some of the other brands too. But the one we got it at Mattress Firm. They've got all of them at the Mattress Firm if you want to try them. And that was very helpful. So I think it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, but we really like the two that we have.
I'm
Two
definitely
big-
writing this
we have
down.
two beds. We have
Right.
that color too.
Okay. You're not Bert and Ernieing it?
No, no, not yet. She might be
soon enough.
Soon enough, she'll be tired of my antics, so I might be couching it. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that one is. I very much enjoy my bed.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's actually a good turn of phrase.
Yeah.
Literally be couching it in in two different forms.
Hey, our couch is nice too. We got our couch at Value City, and like we're like, all right, we're pretty sure we like this one.
Yeah.
I felt so bad. Like the lady who was selling it to us, she's like this middle-aged lady.
Mhm.
Remember Gil from The Simpsons?
Yes.
Like, God, geez, I really need the sale. That's exactly how she's like, please, mister, please, lady, don't leave. Please buy the. We're like, okay. Like, we're clearly here to buy something.
Right.
You're coming off as very desperate. But I was happy to help her, and maybe she was able to eat that night. I don't know. Like, she came off so desperate for us to buy this couch. Like, why should this take you to the cleaners and be like, take $500 off or I'm walking?
Right.
Oh, no, we love our couch, so it's good.
Nice.
Hope says she's in cozy mode, and then as soon as she lays down on the couch, she's asleep. And I have to like literally like kick her awake every night because she's
that's one thing I appreciate about, and maybe it's just like knowing how I operated, like when I worked at Target, is like you see people going through their normal like spiel. So like when I got a couch not long ago, it was the lady got through saying something to me, and then she handed me her card. And then she just checked in with me a little bit later when she saw me walking around, and then handed me her card again. And like by the time I left, I had 3 different copies of her card.
like, okay. I used to have. Oh, here he is. I do have him. Hang on. I have a Gil action figure in my office. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He's up there with Chris Chelios and Jocelyn Tebow. I got Gil. My friend Jill gave me this.
Nice.
Yeah. So there you go. Oh, wait. Sorry, Jill. I know she's going to be mad if I don't do it. She gets it. Wow. We're running really late. All right. Let's get some more voicemails in here.
Cool.
Here we go.
Hey there, Fats. This is Mark Allen Fishman here. I'm the guy who did your logo. Well, anyway, me and my Unshaven Comics lads went out to Rosangeles Pizza out there in wherever that is, Crestwood, Evergreen Park, not really sure, off of 95th Street, per Jay's instruction. We had a great time. We ordered the Zawoski. That's a basket of fries and a large sausage pizza. It was absolutely fantastic. We'll absolutely be going back there. If ever we have cons downtown like we do right now, we're at C2E2. This is a great stop on the way home. Great calls. And yeah, if you guys are up for it, we'd love to be your satellite Fats on the road. Since we'll be doing Comic-Cons throughout the year, we'll be going to plenty of great places, and we'll keep leaving you messages about where we hit it. And you guys can always add that to your map if you feel like it. Either way, you guys have a great time, and we'll catch you later.
There it is.
Evergreen Park. That's where it is. 95th in California. Can't miss it. Rosangeles is great. Now I have other people speaking for me, which is wonderful. So by all means, go check it out. It's good. I promise you'll like it. It is my favorite pizza. Even if it's not your favorite, you're going to like it a lot. It's really damn good. All right. Got a couple emails to get to, then we'll wrap this bad boy up.
Ask a fat about this and that. It's time to chat with the fats.
First email comes from Matt. He says, hey, Jay and Rick, I've been listening to the pod since the beginning when it was only a joke on Spiegel and Parkins. Do you know if Spiegel still maintains a vegan lifestyle when he eats at home? LOL. No, I can't imagine that's still going on.
No.
He says, one of the most important things I've learned from listening to you guys is to always use the app whenever getting fast food. This has provided me with dozens of free kids meals, not to mention free sandwiches for myself. If you don't already follow them on Facebook or Instagram, please check out the Healthy Junk Food page HELLTHY junk food page. A couple has slowly grown their followers where they started out creating certain foods and desserts in their healthy style. Now they've really been putting out quality reels and other posts on hacking the fast food industry to save money. This includes things like ordering from the kids' meal at Culver's, asking for single components at Chipotle to get 2 burritos for the price of 1, among many other things and other places. At this point, they've put on at least 10 hacks per fast food chain. Give them a look and report back. Keep up the great content. Matt. All right. Thanks for the heads up. Healthy junk food, HELLTHY. I will check that out because I like eating lots of food for less money than lots of food costs.
Right.
Yeah.
Thankfully, there's a few sources out there that are really good. And I haven't checked that one out yet, but I will.
Yeah. There's a new guy I saw on TikTok and I don't remember his name, but he's kind of doing the same thing. Like,
yeah, like via come here.
Yeah.
Guy.
That guy. Yeah.
He's awesome.
Yes.
Okay. And we have one more here from Doug. Oh boy, I'm probably going to butcher this name. Sorry. Hey guys, the talk of Sem yesterday reminded me of Benjehuda. BENJYEHUDA.
Benjehuda. Yeah, I think that sounds right.
Okay. And their website is that.com. So
yes.
It's in Schaumburg. He said they sound really similar, like a slightly nicer version of Noff Noff Grill, but I wanted to tip you off to a hidden gem in Naperville, if there is such a thing. There's a Peruvian diner called Sanguchi. Sanguchi. He only puts it right there, and I'm an idiot. Didn't read ahead because I'm smart. Anywho, Jesus, I need to go to bed. That makes the most incredible food. I have never had anything bad there. There are like 2 Peruvian restaurants in Illinois, and this is one of them. It's amazeballs. It's worth the drive. The pro tip there is the purple corn drink called Chica Morada. That's incredible. Think fruit punch. Rick should bring a second shirt just in case. It's dark purple. Keep up the good work, dudes.
I hope you have a fantastic day.
A purple corn drink. That doesn't sound appetizing, but I'm sure it's good. Sanguchi. All right, I'll check that out. Look, I'm trying everything now. This is my new thing. And I've not been to everything I've tried recently, Rick. I've been like, yes, I enjoy that. I have not been disappointed or grossed out or anything. So it's a new mindset I'm embracing. So I'm in. And now I'll go to Frato's for dessert.
Exactly. Yeah. If you're in the area and you don't, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, exactly. All right. I think we're good, right?
Yeah, I think so. So make sure to follow us on all of our social media at I'm Fat Pod. I'm Fat Pod at gmail.com. Check out the Patreon if you like it. I'mFatMerch.com. Keep an eye out because we're going to have new designs and especially the updated Onion Ring of Honor design. That's going to be a thing. So keep an eye out for that. And then I'm sure once it's up, I mean, within a couple of days, seems like everything goes on sale on TeePublic anyway. So you'll be able to have that opportunity. YouTube.com/I'mFatPodcast. Subscribe and then like every video. That helps us out a ton. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And then subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, unsubscribe, and resubscribe. All the normal stuff for the regular podcast feed. Any of your podcast platforms, you can find us now that we are independent. 5-star review would be very appreciated, and rating, all that stuff. And check out our sponsors because that's the best thing you can do for us. Charlie the Bacon Guy, Mazda of Orland Park, and Frato's Culinary Kitchen. So for the very shiny Jay Zawoski, I'm Rick Camp. This is the I'm Fat Podcast.
I hope you have a fantastic day.